Uh, Obviously, much better effort today. I'm really proud of our team, how we bounced back. It's been a very tough week with, playing obviously an overtime game in Colorado and, a really physical game with UCLA. And I think our team responded very well. We got on the glass. I think we had 50 plus rebounds. We had a lot of different people contribute. We've got to take care of the ball better. That was a problem, but we're getting ready to play Washington State, and we need to play really well.
All right, let's go to Janie McCauley.
Tara, hi.
Hi, Janie.
Nice to see you. Sorry, it's a little loud in here, but Tara, you just touched on it a little bit. Your rebounding. You had balanced scoring, but the balance and the rebounding, everybody was going to the glass hard. And how much did you like that energy and effort? And was that a focus this week to create offensive chances by rebounding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Janie, after the way we played against UCLA, I think our team, they're Stanford students. I mean, the rebounds we gave up, we're just like, we can do that to other teams too, and we did. But we need to continue that. We need to continue getting on the O boards. We need to continue keeping teams off the glass on us. We have to do a better job of taking care of the ball. But it was great to see everyone really focused and working hard.
All right, let's go to Michael Roberson.
Okay, Coach, as you said, it was 53-22 rebound advantage, but 18 turnovers. So I'm sure that's absolutely unacceptable by you. But overall, did the team respond the way you wanted them to?
Michael, yes, and I think that, the turnovers were, if it's like what I call a bonehead turnover, we got to sub them out. This isn't high school. This isn't pickup. We have to take care of the basketball. So, I need to get people's attention. I think we also did a better job of not fouling. I thought, Cam stayed in the game, which is good. We didn't have a lot of people in foul trouble. Again, I think our team responded well to some of the maybe, less than stellar things that we did Friday night. Oh, it's January. We're learning, we're getting better. We're playing a lot of young people inside with Cam and Ashton and Fran and Haley. And, I think they're getting the hang of it, and we need to continue to improve.
All right, next question from Cheryl Coward.
Hi, Coach. You mentioned Cam briefly, and she's been in and out of foul trouble off and on over the season, but she got the start tonight. What was the impetus in giving her the start? And she had the 9 rebounds and only 3 personal fouls today.
Well, she's shooting about 77% from the field, Cheryl. So that would be a Stanford record. We needed a change. We needed a change, and we needed to get people's attention that, if you want to be out there, if you want to start the game, you've got to play better. And if we need to, starting is something that it's less important to me, probably more important to our maybe individual players. But I've told them it's not important who starts, it's who finishes. So I was really excited about maybe the different things that both Ashton and Fran did for us. Alyssa, Haley had some great plays. She rebounded a lot better. Again, just the turnovers is a bugaboo.
Thanks.
Let's go to Jacob Rayburn.
Hey, Coach, congrats.
Thanks, Jacob.
I'm curious maybe what you've observed in practice and maybe in games of kind of the ebbs and flows of the team mentally. It was going to be a challenge no matter what against this Pac-12 schedule, even in a normal year, because of how good the Pac-12 is. But with everything else as well, what have you noticed in terms of the team being able to stay locked in?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, Jacob, I don't know that we could really underestimate the challenges that our team and both men's teams and women's teams are facing, but this is the only way we can play, and we understand that. So I think we're doing the best that we can. And are there some bumps in the road? There are. Is it challenging? Yes, it is. But fortunately, you've got. I think we have really excellent leadership with Alyssa and Kiana and Anna, and players are, this is sisterhood. They realize the alternative. It's either not playing by the team, stopping out, or it's, being on campus and not practicing because we can't be in the gym. So this is what we're doing, and we're trying to make it as best as we can. I'm very proud of them.
And a follow-up on Cam, actually, and the foul issues. With a young player like that, especially a big who's trying to make an impact around the rim on defense, what's it been like of coaching her up on those fouls and going over the video maybe in the past couple of games?
Well, one thing we tell her is that you're going to get a couple bad calls, so don't do some obvious knucklehead things. And I think she did get a couple bad calls, but she didn't have any just knucklehead fouls, and I'm proud of her for that. She wants to stay in the game, so she made that change, and that was great.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, let's go back to Janie.
Tara, I heard you yell to Anna, Anna, look for your shot. And there was a point where when she turned the ball over, and there was another point before that where Fran made that extra pass. Is it sometimes happening where people are so unselfish or trying to be unselfish, looking for a teammate, it's almost leading to some of these mistakes that you don't want, but they're also trying to find their teammate in those situations. It's probably a tough balance.
Well, Anna's shooting about 45% from three. So for her to pass up an open three, what happened to her first look, I think she really, she didn't hit the rim. She hit the backboard. It was an air ball, or, so then she just thought maybe just shook her confidence a little bit. But we need her looking for her shot. We need her to be more offensive. So I was really happy to see her take that open three and knock it down.
And Tara, one more. You've talked about all the challenges. Have you been in touch with Charmin during this tough stretch, and just with some words of encouragement? What have you said to her? And that's got to be difficult.
I have, Janie. I've talked to Charmin several times, and just to encourage her. Basically, it's a free year for players. So this is a year that they have some high school kids coming in their program, and it's a free year. Someone can get a master's degree if they think about it. But I think Charmin, has a real good attitude about it, and she's working as hard as she can, and I do try to encourage her.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Daniel Martinez-Crams.
Hi, Coach. The broadcast mentioned that you take tomorrow off, practice or fly out to Washington the next day. I was just wondering how much time you've been able to practice this year compared to a normal year.
We have not been able to practice as much, Daniel. And I think it's been very challenging. But we're hoping that we'll be able to, get up to, we'll go to Pullman on Tuesday, and we'll practice there Tuesday night. And then, then we play Wednesday. So it's a very quick turnaround. Then we practice Thursday and play. But I think our team would rather play games than practice. That's why we decided to do that.
All right, Coach, two more. Let's go to RJ.
RJ.
Coach, on Sunday against Colorado, you talked about putting in the work on defense. And I'm just curious, how did you feel your team did today in terms of putting in the work? And specifically, how did you feel about Haley's defense?
I think our team collectively understood the importance of this game, how we really needed to turn things around, especially thinking about the week coming up, going on the road. Well, we're always on the road, but, going to someone else's gym. I think Haley can do whatever she puts her mind to. She is a tremendous talent. I think a lot of it is sometimes a young player, and Haley basically in my mind is still a freshman. She only played 13 games last year. We didn't get to practice at all. So, I think that, Haley's a young player that she's been able to, because she's bigger and stronger and quicker in high school, now she's up against bigger and stronger players in college. And I think she just has to make that adjustment to kind of kick it into another gear. So I was happy with her defense, and I'll look at it. There's a couple times where, she let her player get open, but, she's working at it, and that's what's really important.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, final question from Cheryl Coward.
Speaking of going on the road, given how well Washington State is playing and today beating Oregon State in overtime, what are your thoughts on your matchup against them, and especially given the Leger Walker sisters?
Yeah, I didn't know they'd won. That's great. You know, they'd beaten them before. That's great for Washington State. They're playing really, really well. You know, honestly, I think Cammie's doing a tremendous job. It's going to be a big challenge, and you know, the sisters are real. They're tremendous talents. What I am impressed with about Washington State is they pass that ball, and we're gonna have to work really hard defensively, and we're gonna have to, you know, we're just gonna play really well. But that's the way it is in the Pac-12. So, you know, we're gonna have 2 chances to do the right thing against them.
Thanks. Safe travels.
All right, thank you.
Let's go to Michael Roberson.
Hey, Kiana, 16 points, 3 assists. How important for you was it to respond the way you did as the senior after this 2-game losing streak?
It was huge. I think both those, the Colorado and UCLA game, I think I could have done more for my team, help my team win. So, you know, I just watched film, took it upon myself, me and Alyssa seniors. We have to put the hammer down. Can't drop 3 in a row. So I think that's what we did.
Let's go to Jacob Rayburn.
Hey, Key. Was wondering if you could talk us through a little bit. What does a day look like for you guys? We hear snippets about it, but you know, it's one thing to try to bounce back and play better after 2 tough games, but I'm curious, what have your days been looking like while you try to do that?
Yeah, so we get tested at 8 in the morning. I walked through yesterday. We got tested at 8 in the morning. Then we watched film from I think like 10 to 11 hour worth of film. Had lunch. Then we bussed to the high school, practiced for 3 hours. Came back, watched a little more film, and then had dinner and just, you know, relaxed. Got ready for the game. A few people walked to the beach after practice. Me, Lexi, Lacey, and Alyssa, we walked. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's tough being in a hotel, but we're kind of getting used to it. Just trying to, you know, find in between time. You know, obviously we're in school, so on the weekends trying to get homework done in between film and practice and whatnot. But you know, we've adjusted. Yeah, we've adjusted.
Yeah, and with school starting, you feel like that's helped or hurt in terms of being able to like have that in your schedule?
Well, I mean, I can't complain. I'm only in I'm in 3 classes. I need 2 to graduate, so I'm not in a heavy course load. So for me, I can't complain being in school right now. But I feel like it could go both ways. You know, it could help people. You know, you have something to do, but it could be maybe a burden for some people. I feel like it could go both ways.
And my last thing is that with everything that you were just describing and the fact that you guys, you know, can have very limited contact with anyone outside of the program, how would you describe kind of where the team is mentally in terms of handling all of that and at the same time playing a tough Pac-12 schedule?
Just really leaning on each other. Like you said, we don't have any contact with people outside of our bubble. But I think the seniors do a really good job of checking in on one another. You know, we, for the most part, we notice when people, you know, are not having their best day, and we try to, you know, comfort them and let them know that we're here to support them. So really just leaning on each other. I think, like you said, with school starting, I think that helps, you know, kind of be a distraction away from basketball, having something to do. But really proud of our young players, our freshmen. You know, they have no idea what college is like, and for them to be in college, playing college basketball in the pandemic, they've handled it really well.
Thanks, Key. Congrats.
Let's go to Janie McCauley.
Talk to you soon. Thank you. Sorry, Key. Tara just went by too. Okay. Kiana, with the way you guys rebounded, everybody seemed thrilled with that, but the turnover numbers a little higher than what you'd like. Sometimes I could hear Tara a couple times where she was like wanting people to not make that extra pass if they had a shot? I mean, is it a tough balance there? I mean, to cut down those turnovers, but also be an unselfish team?
Yeah, we're extremely unselfish team, like you just said, and sometimes making an extra pass hurts us. You're giving up a great look for an okay look. Yeah, early on she wanted people to be aggressive on offense, and then some people were doing too much. We really got to cut down on our turnovers. That's a really big focus. I think that and rebounding were the two key things of why we lost, UCLA and Colorado. So really a huge emphasis on that, and moving forward, we got to make sure we're going up in rebounding, going down in turnovers.
And Kiana, I asked Tara about this, but to see what Cal is going through during this stretch with the postponements, I mean, does it make you feel even more fortunate that what you gals have, even though you're not on campus? And have you reached out to anybody in the Cal program just to offer some support? It's not an easy situation, obviously.
I don't know anyone personally on the Cal women's team. I know quarantining is very difficult. Obviously, Lacey, Alyssa, and Hannah had to go through it. I mean, Lexi, Hannah, and Alyssa had to go through it. So I called them every day to check in on them when they missed the Oregon game. It's extremely difficult. But Tara said this morning, just to be thankful that you're in the gym. She said this morning that shoot around. We're thankful that we're in the gym. We have a game today, and that we're healthy. So extremely thankful for the games that we're playing. The food we're eating, the hotels that we're staying in. It's not ideal, but little things to be thankful for.
Thanks, Kiana.
Let's go to Cheryl Coward.
Hey, Kiana. Even though you said you're not allowed to, be around anyone outside of the bubble, today you got to see two people from your hometown. How was that? Did that make you, how was that for you, seeing them, people that you've known since you were little, basically? Yeah,
the cutouts in the stands. We saw them Friday, when we walked in, and I got a little emotional. I felt like they are there. I know they're here in spirits, but I think for everyone it was nice. Everyone took a photo by their parents. It's nice having them in the stands. Love them to death. I talk to them every day, my mom and my dad. And I said this earlier. I'm extremely grateful and thankful that the tournament is supposed to be in San Antonio. So hopefully we have the tournament and there'll be a little homecoming for me.
And to see people from San Antonio's finest playing against them today, how is that?
It's always nice playing against Desiree and Kira. Those are two of my buddies. Got a lot of quarantine work done with K White while we were at home. Two great basketball players, even better people, and extremely thankful for their families. So those are my sisters for life. It's always nice seeing them.
All right, we have two more questions. Let's go to Daniel Martinez-Crayons.
Hey, Key. Coach mentioned you've had a little bit less practice time this year than normal. I'm wondering if you've seen any effect from that.
Yeah, I think just it really impacted our freshmen. That summer work, it really helps you. You're taking 1 or 2 classes, and you're getting used to college basketball, weight room, all that stuff. So not having that in the summer, they were really just thrown into the deep end of the pool, as Tara like to say. And I said this earlier, they've done a great job handling everything, living in the pandemic, balancing academics and playing in a really tough conference. They've done really well, Cam, Jana, and Agnes. So next year when the freshmen, hopefully those freshmen get to have a summer, they'll be able to help them navigate.
And then like Jacob, I was also noticing that a lot of these losses come since classes have started for us. I was wondering what class those 3 classes you're taking are, and if you've been able to take any classes with teammates, or have you seen anything like that?
No, this quarter I'm not in any classes with teammates. I'm in cell phone photography. I'm in a digital media class, and I'm in a STS class for my major. So a really light load for me. It's my last quarter, trying to end strong.
Are you getting that CE requirement?
Yeah, I am.
All right, let's go to Michael Roberson.
All right, Kiana, with that light class load, are you documenting what's going on in this experience for a possible book? Or if you're blessed enough to become a mom, to tell this story about this pandemic year and what you went through.
Yeah, we were talking about doing a vlog. I haven't, looked into it. I think that would be really cool, documenting stuff. I haven't thought about that. Probably something I should do to help, take up some time documenting what we're going through every day. I think that's a great idea. I might look into it.
We have one last question from Janie McCauley.
Kiana, cell phone photography did you say?
Yes.
Okay. Given all of us have to do so much more in our jobs these days, I'm kind of old. Give us a few tips, please, about cell phone photography that we can use to do our jobs better.
I mean, I haven't really learned that much that I don't already know. I guess a tip I could give you, if you have an iPhone, obviously portrait mode, it focuses in and blocks stuff in the background out. So if you're gonna take a photo, use portrait mode, it'll come out clear. That's all I got right now, but I'll come back to you with some better tips.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kiana.
Right.
Let's go to Jacob Rayburn.
Hi, Lexi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So a lot of the conversation after this game has been about improvement off of 2 losses. So I'm wondering about your thoughts of what you saw from the team, not just after the UCLA game, but also after the Colorado game, of kind of collecting information about those games and moving on.
Yeah, I mean, we knew coming off of the Colorado game that we needed to reset and refocus and really lock in for UCLA. But I think we still had improvement that needed to be done after that game. I don't think we fully locked down and focused on the things that we needed to do. And 2 losses in a row is really hard on a team. And I think we learned a lot from that, especially in terms of a lot of the things that we didn't do in those 2 games came down to effort. And today, I think we really saw a lot more effort out of everybody and really crashing the boards and getting rebounds. That was the biggest turnaround for our team, I think.
Kiana talked us through a bit of what a typical schedule looks like for you guys in a day, and then you add in that classes have started. Where do you feel you and the team are right now in terms of finding a balance, finding something that works to keep you guys from going, well, crazy?
I mean, it is definitely a juggling act, trying to time manage all of that. It's definitely more of a challenge since this quarter started, but I think we're all in it together. We, after meals, brought our laptops down to our meal room and did homework. So we kind of set aside time to do that. But yeah, it's definitely more challenging. And I think it's taking more focus to really lock in when we're in practice, when we're in a game.
And my last thing is, Kiana just told us that she's taking a class called cell phone photography. And have you seen it improve her cell phone photos yet?
Well, actually, it's funny. Yesterday, we went on a little walk to the boardwalk here in Santa Cruz, and she was just snapping pictures the whole time, and she needed certain things to find, so we would look for them, and it's kind of a scavenger hunt. It was fun. We kind of did it all together.
That's great. Thanks, Lexi.
Let's go to Daniel Martinez-Crams.
Yeah, on a similar note, with classes having begun, I'm just wondering how that's affected you, and also was wondering what classes you're taking this quarter.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely just more of a load on me and everybody. I think just there's a lot more going on, a lot more to think about. But when it comes to basketball, I just kind of need to put all of that on the side during the 3 hours of practice or during the 3 hours in the game. So that part is just kind of taking extra focus and extra attention to that. I'm in a lot of management, science, and engineering classes, which is for my major. So I'm taking a few of those, few core classes, and then also a math stats class. So it's been a challenge, but we're getting through it one day at a time.
All right, let's go to Michael Roberson.
All right, so Lexi, what did you guys say to each other when you went through this 2-game losing streak? You went from being number 1 to, I'm not sure where you guys are right now, but what did you guys say to each other without the coach's input?
But we just need to give as much as we can. We can't take a game off or 2 games off or a possession off. That we need to really lock in and follow our scouting report and give it everything we have. Get on the loose balls, get on the rebounds, and we don't want a loss to be because we didn't try hard enough. That should never be a reason.
Let's go to RJ Abadia.
Hey, Lexi. The cameras caught Alyssa's pregame chat to you guys in the huddle, and it seemed like it got even more of an enthusiastic reaction than usual. Did she have anything special to say before this game?
I think that's more of a question for Alyssa. She always seems to hype us up, whatever she says. It's really exciting and really gets us all going. So that's a big start to our pregame rituals, is Alyssa's pregame talk.
And then I know this is kind of a chicken or an egg question, but it seemed like you guys had a lot more fun out there today. And I'm just curious about the balance between, obviously when you play better, you're going to have more fun, but did you guys feel like it was time to maybe play a little looser today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it started in our warm-ups today before the game. We kind of huddled up before it started and it was like, let's talk, let's be more of a team. Let's really just like get each other going. And I think that really helped. Everyone was talking on the bench. Everyone was cheering for each other. And there was just an extra level of excitement today, which really got everybody going. And it's more fun to play when you have people screaming for you.
Thank you.
Anything else for Lexi? All right, thank you, Lexi.